And welcome back, everyone, to the third video of the day. And we have a good story here to talk about, which is, you remember that spiritual successor, Project Ukulele, as it's called, the spiritual successor to Banjo Kazooie, I should say, is getting a Kickstarter. Also, some screenshots have been shown off thanks to Playtonic, the developers of the game. Now, before you wonder about this Kickstarter, it's not a Kickstarter to make the game. Now, let me explain, because as I said in that interview before, they already have enough money to make the game. That's not an issue. The Kickstarter they're starting is actually for the gamers, the fans, if they want more added to the game. And I'll get into what they say, because they do say a fair amount of stuff here. So let's just get into it. Let's not even waste any time. This first screenshot, you can see, and they don't show any screenshots of the characters because according to them they don't want to show off the characters because then that would reveal how the game's going to play or something, which would be, I guess, understandable. Personally, I don't really know what the creature is in there. He kind of looks like maybe he's a turtle. Like that could be a turtle head. I don't know. A lizard maybe. Hard to say. But let's move on to a new picture here. The second picture here. Now, I wonder if I can open this up in a new tab without it taking fucking forever. Let's find out. Loading, 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 loading. There we go. That's a bit better view to look at it. Very colorful, very bright and vibrant, very playful looking. And I've seen a few people comment, even their logo, the Playtonic, the little like arrows in the or not arrows, it's like a play button, really. Well, yeah, Playtonic, I get it. In the little vial or glass. The color scheme looks very similar to when they were Rareware, which is kind of funny. And some people have said even in the Project Ukulele work in progress, the text that they really like, because it seems so similar to Banjo Kazooie, which it might be the same text, I don't know for sure. But let's go back here, and let's take a look here at the last picture that they gave us. And of course I have to wait for it to load a bit. Oh, that was actually much faster. But there you go. It's a bit darker in here. It's like an inside cave. Still looks very nice. And this is made with the Unity engine, which is fully compatible with Wii U, by the way, if you didn't know. So, it looks gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous. The lighting, the art style, the design in general, all look just spot on. And I don't really have much else to say with the pictures, but let's get into what they have to say here. First of all, I said, well, now this is a pleasant surprise. Playtonic, the former Rareware devs, who have gotten back together to make the spiritual successor to Banjo Kazooie, have given us a bit of new info, as well as some screenshots. See above, which I showed you already. Here's what they had to say. So first of all, they say, we honestly weren't expecting as big a reaction as we got. Price, a veteran of British studio Rare, said, we've had tons and tons of emails, a massive fan response, but it's good. We want that pressure. We're really happy with that reception. Up until a few weeks ago, Kickstarter wasn't really on our radar, but since we've had such a massive response from people, we're thinking that the game has to become a lot bigger, a lot broader. We want to do a lot more with it now to make people happy. We're still sending stupid ideas to each other and thinking about how much to push the fact that this is a spiritual successor to Banjo Kazooie. Price said, when asked about potential names, we're coming up with different puns. We'll get there in the end. Apparently the name Halo 5 is taken. Which right there, that's fucking hilarious. A little tiny jab at Microsoft there. Not that they would ever seriously want to call it Halo 5, but that's just kind of a jab in a gut to Microsoft from the past, where they're like, "Oh, we used to be partnered up with you, and that didn't turn out well." But anyway, if we needed, we could make the game with a few £100,000, which don't ask me what the conversion is for like North American for American or Canadian dollars, because I don't fucking know. But if we can go beyond that, we will scale up the game and add features as fans want from us. We could do the game comfortably on £400,000, but if we had more to spend, we could, for example, hire a proper QA team rather than beta testing it. Now, some people are saying 400,000 seems like a bit of a strict budget, but I don't know. I think they can manage. And as for ourselves, price ads, we're not taking the best wages in our career right now. We've all come down in wages, and we're in a tiny office. It's cold in the morning and too hot in the afternoon, with all the computers on, but it's kind of how we like it. It's reminiscent of the early days at Rare, in the barn there, in this place that was never supposed to be a development studio, but was just a building next to a farmhouse, which I never even knew that was how they started. Um, we're almost starting a Kickstarter campaign. That's weird. Price continued. We don't want to force tiers and stretch goals on fans. Take note, next level or not next Nexus Games. That's your names. With your Ucraft. This is the way you go about it. We'd love to hear if people would like to voice characters. That would be crazy. If people want to have early access to the game, I'm fine either way with that. I'm not a huge fan of that type of thing, but whatever. Perhaps, and this is just a pipe dream, if we can have a boxed N64 copy of the game to really play off the game's nostalgia feel. So it's about finding out what people want from us from the Kickstarter campaign, and then creating it with that in mind. So first of all, before I go on, basically what they're hinting at is, while it's still a pipe dream, it's not realistic yet, if you were to back this Kickstarter thing, then you could get not only like a boxed copy instead of an eShop download or whatever, an actual physical copy of the game, and it would come in like an N64 style box. That would be awesome. I would actually back up that Kickstarter a bit. Like, I've never in my life backed any Kickstarter. It's not that I don't. What's the word? How do I phrase this? I'm extremely picky to who I want to support via things that are not finalized yet. So there was that spiritual successor to Eternal Darkness, Shadows of the Eternals, which kind of fell off the damn planet and got canceled. So people who pitched in there kind of were wasting their money. But anyway, let's get on to this. And out of about 500 emails we receive every week, probably about 499 of them are shouting, "Wii U! Wii U!" Which makes sense. As a games fan, I've been a Nintendo fanboy. This is not me saying that. This is him. Since the NES days, most of our fans are. Wait, what? Most of our fans are Nintendo fans as well. So while we can't confirm what platforms we will be on, some of that is beyond our control. But we are developing on Unity, which, like I said before, is fully functional with Wii U 100%, and we don't want to leave anyone out. Hopefully you don't put it on Xbox One and PS4. But anyway, and we try to ship simultaneously to make the biggest splash possible when the game comes out. Now, that he's talking about a simultaneous release, meaning, Microsoft, we have to have our game first before everyone else. That type of thing. They don't want to do that. They want to have it on all the platforms at once, at the same day, which, honestly, if this stays, we already know it's going to be PC, but it really should just be PC and Wii U. Nothing else. Maybe even 3DS. I could maybe see if the 3DS could handle it. Maybe they'd have to make it a new 3DS exclusive. Well, then it wouldn't be exclusive. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. My point is, Wii U is definitely seeming to be the #1 platform it should be on as a console, like away from PC. But it makes me sound like a Nintendo fanboy, but I don't want this on PlayStation or Xbox. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I know that the original Banjo Kazooie games were on the marketplace of the Xbox Live, but I don't think they've ever been on the PlayStation. So there's really no point to bringing it onto the PlayStation now. The PlayStation universe has never had Banjo Kazooie, and that would just be kind of a random toss in the dark. Xbox, you know how you guys got treated before. You really don't. They don't deserve to have this game on the Xbox One. So that really leaves Wii U and PC. And then I said here, I personally love the little Xbox jab there with Halo 5, which was funny. Though it's nice to see that basically everyone is shouting Wii U at them. I think it's a safe bet the Wii U will get this title, not only because they are all Nintendo fans, but like I've said before, David Wise is part of this game. He's doing I don't know if he's doing all the music or part of it, but he did the music, like I've said numerous times, in the original Donkey Kong Country games. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which was best 8th gen music to this day so far for me, and I'm pretty sure he did it in Donkey Kong Country Returns as well on the Wii. But anyway, like I said, but David Wise is part of this game, and he has strong connections with Nintendo. I actually, for the longest time, thought he was strictly a Nintendo developer, but I guess he's kind of freelancing, where he kind of goes around and does music for anyone who'll hire him. But he does mostly have allegiance to Nintendo. So, that's really a lot of information to go over, and those screenshots look glorious. Um, and so if they do reveal, like, oh, if you back the Kickstarter here, like even if it's just, a $20 bill, give us or something, then and we get a physical N64 version, like in a like the game in an N64 box for backing it up, even though it's just cardboard and a design on it, I'll probably support that Kickstarter. That'll be the first one I ever fucking do. Um, Although if this comes to Xbox One, then I'm not supporting your Kickstarter because then you're making extra content that they also get and they don't fucking deserve it. But anyway, I thought this was a good story. And again, like I mentioned in the first video I did today, I don't know how often I will be posting more news stories. For sure, anything like that's a monumental blockbuster type story, I know for sure during E3 in June I'll be posting a lot of news onto the OBA forums then. Um, but only if there's like little tidbits of like, oh, Ubisoft being stupid. I'm not going to bother posting that here on the OBA forums because I don't have the time I used to. So again, if anyone is interested, I'm not going to say I'm going to appoint 10 of you or whatever. If any one or maybe even two of you are interested in posting news to the OBA forums, then maybe I will look into making you a contributor if you already have an account on the OBA forums. It's not even really the OBA forums, it's like a WordPress account or Gravatar or whatever the fuck it is. But anyway, and you'd have to have some experience knowing how to do it and what stuff or whatnot. But anyway, that's it for this video. I'm Original Blood Ace. We'll see you later, whenever the next video may be. Probably won't be too long. But again, if you're always in the mood to watch some new videos of mine, pretty much every day or every other day or so, there's always Kirby for these days on OBA games. Go watch that. So we'll see you later. As always,